Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to detail the story of an innocent kid who was killed in Long Beach. Eric Gregory Brown III was a 12-year-old boy. He was the second of 5 kids and was described by his family as an outgoing child who loved to dance and do TikTok videos, hoping one day he would become a star. But on May 9th, 2023, everything would change. Eric would be at his grandmother's house in Long Beach where he would be hanging out with 2 of his female friends. When out of nowhere, bullets would start flying at him and his group of friends. Police officers were dispatched to the 2200 block of Lewis Avenue regarding the shooting, which resulted in the death of a 12-year-old boy, and also injuries to a 14-year-old girl. Upon arrival, officers contacted 3 victims, a 12-year-old male victim, being Eric, with a life-threatening gunshot wound to the upper body, a 14-year-old female victim with a non-life-threatening gunshot wound to the lower body, and an uninjured 13-year-old female victim. Both victims were transported to the local hospital by Long Beach Fire Department personnel. Eric would die to his injuries at the hospital. The 14-year-old girl was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Homicide detectives responded to the scene and initiated an investigation. The investigation revealed that the victims were walking on the sidewalk when a suspect vehicle pulled up on them, containing at least 2 suspects. They would ask the victims where were they from and began shooting.
Eric Brown says his death was senseless, and they just want justice and answers about why a 12-year-old was shot and killed.
Family here in Compton will go to Eric's mother's home in Long Beach. They're going to host a candlelight vigil that'll get underway at 7 o'clock. Meantime, Long Beach police are still looking for the suspects. If you've got any information on what happened in Long Beach last night to Eric Brown, you are
Hunt is on for the shooter. A 12-year-old and a 14-year-old were also targeted.
Police are looking for at least 2 suspects who got away in a car. KCAL News reporter Rena Nakano talked to the victims' families, and she joins us live now from Long Beach. Rena.
Yeah, Juan and Susie, I got to speak to the family of both of the victims, both the 12-year-old and the 14-year-old. They just had one puzzling question: who would be so evil enough to shoot at children?
Brown's family gather at its Compton grandmother's home. The 12-year-old was shot to death last night in Long Beach. Relatives say he was spending the night with a friend when shots rang out on Lewis Avenue near Hill Street around 11:30 last night. Eric and a 14-year-old girl were shot. Another girl wasn't hit.
Who shoots kids? I mean, why are they shooting kids? He wasn't no gangbanger or no nothing.
Long Beach police say a car drove by and the suspect started shooting at the 3 teens. Family says they were told that one of the suspects asked the kids, quote, "Where are you from?" and then they were shot at.
Eric was one of the 1,300 plus children and teens killed by gunfire in 2023, according to the Gun Violence Archive. By the next day, May 10th, it will be a candlelight for Eric's death, with several family and friends in the community showing up to honor him.
Heartbroken, you hear it in their voice. Last night, family and friends gathered for a vigil to remember the young boy who they say was always smiling. He was a fun-loving 7th grader at Jackson Middle School. His family is pleading for the suspects to turn themselves in as they deal with this new and very difficult grief.
Kids is innocent. Y'all gotta just like keep these guns down and just like, man, we need everybody to like just increase the peace.
Eric's death will make a major impact in Long Beach, and many people were tired of the gun violence, especially with a child as young as 12 losing his life for no reason. This caused many rallies, and people wanted the killers to be caught.
That's on this planet.
Parents, members of the community, and activists gathered outside City Hall on Tuesday to protest gun violence.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
The protest was in response to the killing of 12-year-old Eric Brown III in the 2200 block of Lewis Avenue last week. Organizers of One Long Beach Alliance called for more accountability, but the overall message was love.
Nearly 2 months later, 2 people were charged with the murder and attempted murder in connection with a fatal drive-by shooting in May that claimed the life of 12-year-old Eric and left a 14-year-old girl injured. 20-year-old Rashawn was charged with 1 count of murder, 3 counts of attempted murder, 1 count of conspiracy to commit a crime, 1 count of unlawful firearm activity, 1 count of carrying a loaded firearm, and also 1 count of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. A 21-year-old woman named Destiny was also arrested. She was charged with 1 count of murder, 2 counts of attempted murder, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit a crime. At an emotional press conference, Long Beach Police Chief said there is no indication that both suspects knew any other children that they shot at, and police believe the shooting stemmed from an earlier gang-related altercation and didn't even involve any of the children who were shot.
And they proved they did their job.
Police have identified 20-year-old Rashawn Strother as the shooter, who is already in custody for an unrelated attempted murder charge in Los Angeles. And police say he is a known gang member. And they also arrested 21-year-old Destiny CPO, who they say is his girlfriend and accomplice.
Did it make me feel good? No, it didn't, because they're kids too. They were 20 and 21 years old. No, I hate that they did what they did. But no, it didn't feel good.
With this case being so new, they still haven't been sentenced yet, and police are still looking for more suspects in the crime. Eric was an innocent 12-year-old who lost his life for no reason. RIP to him. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.